What's up YouTube, it's JB Tech Fanatic and I'm back again with another video. As always, I'd like to start this video by thanking each of you for joining me. If you have not yet subscribed, I'd be so honored if you'd consider. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you want to know when the latest content is available, don't forget to click the notification bell to on. Today, we are back with the Samsung Qled, but I wanted to take a look at the Samsung OneRemote. This remote is sleek and beautiful, but people often mistake its power over its simple form factor. We're going to take a look at all that you can do so that you can maximize your experience with your Samsung Qled. I can't wait to get started. Let's do this. So here I have laid out a few of my OneRemote from some of my QLED TVs. Now, as you can see, we have two build qualities, plastic or stainless steel. The stainless comes with the top tier models in this day and age, the 8K TVs. But if you've owned a Qled, a Q9 within the last few years, some of them did come with the stainless remote. Also, you can upgrade to this remote and buy these online if you would like. I also have the Samsung S21 Ultra. The only reason why I have this here is you can also use your Samsung mobile device as a OneRemote. It will give you a full feature experience as well as voice commands. Now, the overall layout stays the same on the remotes. What did change is the quick toggles. As you can see on this remote, we have no quick toggles. Here we have Netflix, Prime Video, and Samsung TV Plus. And then here we have Netflix, Prime Video, and Hulu. I would imagine it costs these companies a ton of money to get quick toggles on their remotes, but they have changed. Other than that, we have our volume rockers, our channel rocker, back, home, and play and pause button. We have our touchpad, voice button, our 1, 2, 3 power buttons are in the same place. And then for those of you that have models with ambient modes, you will get the ambient mode toggle. Now, the core features of these remotes will work on any of the QLED TVs. However, you cannot make a remote do something that the TV doesn't have. As an example, the ambient mode, if your television doesn't have it, it will normally throw things off trying to use a remote that has an ambient button. Other than that, we have the batteries in the back, AA, easy to change. The beautiful stainless remote, a little fancier. You press this button and you actually have a little slide up. This remote, I love it. I won't lie. Any remote that will not connect to your QLED TV, all you'll need to do, make sure that there is a fresh set of batteries and simply hold down the back button and the play button for 5 seconds while pointing it directly at the TV. It will then connect.
Please download the SmartThings app on your mobile to start TV setup. Right button to set up the TV with the TV remote.
As you heard, it's now time to set up your TV. There's two ways to do that, with the Samsung SmartThings app with your phone or with the remote. To use the Samsung SmartThings app, you simply would download the app. Once it's downloaded, you would simply, I have several TVs with them, sorry. It might even pop up at the top, but you would just hit the plus sign, press device, go to Samsung, and then simply hit TV and it will lead you through all the settings. We are going to do it with the remote. So go ahead and grab your remote. That's the right button, excuse me. As you can see, this is one of the most important parts. All the items you want to use with this television need to be turned on. And this is because your OneRemote will control all of them. As you can see here, we have connected across the board and it's green, so you know that you are set. If it's red, make sure that it's plugged in and powered on and connected properly. If you're using Samsung SmartThings and your mobile device, it will tell you the same thing. So make sure that these are plugged in and powered on. Go ahead and test your remote by pressing volume up and down, and the same with the channel. Now you simply press start watching and we're ready to move on. Let's just say that for whatever reason, it did not automatically connect. Go ahead, press menu, scroll left to source, and then scroll all the way over right till you get to universal remote. Once you are here, you can program anything you need to program. Go ahead and hit new device, pick what you need, whether it be a Blu-ray disc player or your cable satellite. Once you are here, you're going to let it know if you're connected to the TV directly or through a home theater system. Once you get to the next section, go ahead and pick the brand. Once you pick the brand, it asks what HDMI port it's connected to. If you pick the home theater, it will also give you an optical connection. Go ahead and choose. Next, it will lead you through a power test. When you press power test, make sure that your device turns on and off. Remember, if it does work, it's going to power the device off. Go ahead and press power test again to turn the device back on. If it does not power it on, it will lead you through several sequences until it finds the right signal. As you can see now, it asks, did this turn on your Blu-ray player? Yes or no? If it did, you simply click yes, and we are ready to go. It will tell you setup complete. You can press done or go to new setup and add another device. Many people don't know that the OneRemote can control your satellite box or your cable box. With the limited amount of buttons, it does seem pretty hard to control. Now, once it's programmed correctly, you will get a box, and it's almost like an official branded box. In this case, I have Dish Network. If you notice, right above, I have all the options that are likely on my Dish Network controller. I have home, guide, recordings, and so on and so forth. You can see it. All you would have to do whatever you need is simply click on the icon. Let's just say I wanted to go to recordings. When I click, it takes me to my recordings. If I wanted to get to my channel guide, simply click on the guide. Even little things like information about a program that you're watching, simply click Info. Let's just say you don't want to use that menu. Looking at the OneRemote, it doesn't have a lot of buttons. It's easy to think that it might not have the feature you need. In the background, I have my Dish Network still on, and I wanted to show you a few tricks. First, rewind, fast forward, pause, and the ability to skip forward or backwards is pretty important, especially when watching a DVR. What you need to do here is go ahead and press and hold down the play button. Once I do that, you can now see on the screen I have the ability to do all the features needed: rewind, fast forward, skip forward, and back. Next, you might need to key in some numbers. To do so, go ahead and hold down the 1, 2, 3 button. Once you do that, you can now input numbers, or you can also have quick toggles depending on what you're doing to power them off, stop, record, or get more information. You also have the ability to get to your red, green, yellow, and blue if these are features you need. As long as HDMI CEC is activated, you can use the OneRemote to control all your favorite devices and game consoles. So here we have this sort of round touchpad, and behind me, my Xbox X is turned on. Now that HDMI CEC is turned on in my TV and my Xbox, I can also use my OneRemote to control my Xbox, and this is great when you use your console for media. The OneRemote has a voice feature. By simply holding down the voice icon, you can speak your demands using the assistant that is programmed through the TV. In this case, we now have Google, Amazon Alexa, or Bixby. But what a lot of people don't know, if you have a device, as an example, Dish Network also uses Google, you can use it to activate the Google Assistant on Dish Network or your TV. So in this case, I would simply hold down the button. You have to hold it down the entire time you're giving a command. Now you'll see on the bottom of this screen, I'll hold down the button. What's the weather? Now you will see the weather as I asked. But if you can do things with voice like change the channel, you can also use the OneRemote to control those features. Let's take a deeper look at the OneRemote on my Samsung S21 Ultra. There is a few benefits to using your mobile device as a remote with Samsung TVs. First off, all of your Samsung TVs can be in one easy-to-use ecosystem. You never have to worry about losing a remote. Right now, we are connected to my Samsung Q950TS, and as you can see, it gives me a universal guide at the bottom. From here, all we have to do is click Universal Guide. Now that we're on the Universal Guide, this is a one-place stop for all of your streaming services as well as your cable or satellite providers. In addition to that, they have a free movie section on line 2 that is updated often and has actually some decent movies. Now, if we click the bottom right-hand corner where you see this blue icon, this will pull up the remote. First option we have here is the 4D pad. At the top, you can see you could swipe left to right for volume. We have the home button. We have the ambient mode, play, pause, fast forward, and a 4D touchpad. Next, if we click channel, we can now swipe up and down for channel, and we still have the same volume control as well as guide and pre-channel. For those of you that like to be able to punch in a number, go ahead and hit the 1, 2, 3 icon, and you now have a remote with a number pad. One of the best parts we have here is the options section. As I showed you on the TV before when we were watching Dish Network, we have all of the same functions right at a touch of our fingers. Home, stop, previous, guide, record, recordings, info, and previous, as well as your red, green, yellow, and blue buttons. Now for some special features, simply click the 3 dots on the top right-hand corner. After pressing those 3 dots, a new menu will pop up that gives us some very useful features. First, we have the mirror screen smart view feature. You can play the TV sound on your phone. This is great if everyone's sleeping and you want to hear better. You could put the phone next to your ear if you're laying in bed, and or use a Bluetooth headset or something in that manner. Or, of course, if you have an adapter or a headphone jack. You can also play the phone sound on the TV, control your ambient settings, calendar notifications, so on and so forth. These are all options that are actually very useful, even though the first time I saw them, I didn't think they would be. From that point, you would just hit back and you are now on a screen that has everything in one place: the remote, sources and apps, ambient mode, and universal guide. The nice thing I like about this sources and apps section, when you touch it, you can get straight to any of your streaming services or the apps on your TV, as well as you can see your sources and you know whether or not they've been set up like we talked about. Like in this case, we have Xbox and Dish. You can simply click on that source to get where you need to go. That will also be the way that you know whether or not and what you're controlling. Another benefit to using a mobile device is it does not have to be pointed straight at the device, meaning if you're upstairs and your TV's downstairs and you forget to turn the TV off, you could still do so with this remote. Next part of this remote, the ambient mode, we're going to go ahead and click that. If you have a model that supports ambient mode, this is the best way to program it. You can easily scroll through all of that's available. So we have special edition, porcelain wall, soft markings, porcelain hours. And as you can see, we can keep scrolling up. We can also switch to mood, relaxation, decor, and then your album. Your album is how you put your own photos into the portraits that you design for your TV. In addition to this, this is where you would take a photo of your TV on the wall so it can blend in your background by simply hitting the camera icon and following the instructions. They added new features like music wall, relaxation, mood. So basically they're showing you relaxing content and playing soothing sounds. And then of course, everything is very customizable. You even have routines where you can set it up for the morning before work or before bed. But as you can see, there's so much to play with. You can upload photos from your own phone, so you can actually do different arrangements of your family and have those on your TV. And another really cool feature is you can have it turn on when you're in a certain proximity to your television with your phone. So it will just turn on and then shut off on its own. This is a great feature. All right, this is one of the coolest things that this has as an extra added feature, if you will. As you can see, the song and my phone on the screen. You can simply hit next, switch the song, as well as what's being displayed. This, of course, goes to the beat of the music. It makes a great eye catcher for any party. It's easily connected to your phone and it works great, and it's just really cool. This is one of those features I was talking about you would get if you have a Samsung device, and it is so cool. It's called Tap View. You can actually utilize a split screen format, example, watching TV on the left and then actually seeing what you're doing on your phone on the right. It's just something that's really cool. You don't have to activate it, but if you want to, go ahead and do so. Samsung has a multi-view experience. You can have your mobile device to the right and play your game on the left. You can also flip it to different sides. They give you the ability to not only change the screen size and the position, you can also pick which sound output you want. This is great for you gamers or anyone that wants to multitask with their TV. It works great, and it's just something that I really enjoy. That pretty much wraps up my video on the OneRemote. If I've missed anything or if you have any questions, reach me in the comments section. I'll help you as best as I can. As always, I'd like to slow things down for a moment and remind you life is so short. Don't forget to love your family, love your neighbors. You know, the world is a mess right now, and the only people that can change it is you and I. Go out today and do a small act of kindness for someone. It's amazing how the smallest act of kindness can make such a difference. I wanted to remind you I do YouTube for you and you only, so if you need me, I'm here. You can come follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at JB Tech Fanatic. Otherwise, I can't wait to hear from you in the comments section and see you in the next video. And until then, I'm JB Tech Fanatic and I'm out. Peace.